This is One on One. There he is. Seth Rudetsky is a musician, actor, and writer. And that is a handsome face with talent and energy. He's also a Sirius XM Broadway host. How you doing?
It's all good.
It is, isn't it? Born and raised, he's the pride of Long Island.
True that.
And by the way, tell folks, Oberlin, the conservatory?
I went to Oberlin Conservatory in Ohio for 4 years.
And you knew that you loved music when?
My parents took me to see my first Broadway show, which was Hair, Nude, when I was 5, and I became obsessed with Broadway. But I was also a classical pianist, so I was sort of half Broadway, half classical piano.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm
Yes.
curious about this. You played the piano in about a dozen Broadway productions?
Yeah.
First one was?
First one I played piano for was Les Mis, which was the long version, 3 hours and 15 minutes. They cut the 15 minutes off for overtime reasons after 10 years. But I did the 3-hour, 15-minute version. It was brutal, but it was cool because I was playing on Broadway, but it was also brutal.
First time when you were there, did you actually say to yourself, I'm on Broadway?
Oh, throughout the whole thing, especially doing what I would do, where I would come into shows when they were running, because I had listened to Les Mis for years. So to suddenly go like, oh my God, I'm the one playing the ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It was very cool to be playing what you listen to. Or Phantom of the Opera. I'd be like, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh my God, I heard this on the record all the time. Now I'm the one doing it. It's very exciting.
Broadway itself, I mean, the whole Broadway thing, what fascinates you about it, that you can talk about it and draw people into it on a regular basis?
It's interesting. I don't know if that's an interesting question. I just love it, and I love describing what I love. I guess I'd say I do this thing called deconstructing. I do all these videos, and I do this one-person show that I've done like all over the world called Deconstructing, where I deconstruct what I love about it. But I can't say.
By the way, New York Times said they loved it, right?
I don't want to brag. But the point is,
I said it, not you.
I don't want to say that. I can't say what I love about it, but when I play something, I can go, this is what's amazing about it, and I can deconstruct what's brilliant. But I can't say as a whole what I love about Broadway. I just love it.
But see, when you were deconstructed Evita,
Yeah.
that was, the idea of doing that is fascinating to me. That helps people understand it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people go like, it's good. So I go like, it's good because, and I'm like, she's adding vibrato on this note. She's actually belting this note instead of mixing it. Like, I'll deconstruct it, and then people leave my show and they'll say like, I never understood that before. Now I can't listen to it again without realizing this and this.
So if you say Evita, Patti LuPone, Madonna.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Right?
Yeah, first of all, it's 2 steps down. I actually wish I could play a few, but there's one phrase from Rainbow High. Patti goes, I'm their savior, and she sustains. Madonna goes, I'm their savior. So one is a half note that's held with vibrato, one is 2 steps down, a 16th note, and she falls off of it. Thank you.
And helping us understand why it's dramatically different is important.
Yes,
to
because
deconstruct
instead of
that.
just going like, she's really bad, you can go like, I don't think it's exciting because she's not sustaining the note in vibrato. You can understand more why it's good and why it's bad. Yeah. So it's a comedy show, but it helps you understand.
Your show on Sirius, break it down. Deconstruct that for us.
My own. I think why people like my radio show is because I've worked on Broadway so long, so any song that I'm playing, I could be like, oh, I have a lot of inside stories. So I think people really appreciate hearing inside scoop because I've been working with these clowns for so many years. So that's why I think people like it.
Give us something.
Give me a famous person and I'll tell you a fun story about
McDonald.
them. Audrey McDonald. Well, okay, we first met. I played an audition for her for an industrial, 1990. We were both clunkers. Audra, I'll tell you some of the things that happened. We both did ragtime together, and at the end of Act 1, she dies. Spoiler alert. And this was back in the 90s. She had to lay in a coffin for the entire last song and play dead. And what they would do is they would literally put their beepers underneath her and call them from off stage. So the whole time she was dead, it'd be like buzz, buzz, buzz. Unprofessional.
Wow. Give me another name. Georgette, you had another name? Andrew McArdle.
Andrew McArdle, the original Annie. We did Les Mis together. She had a costume with these big pockets. She would offstage eat a quarter-pound bag of M&Ms. And one day she was on the barricade and decided to show off and die because she had friends in the audience. So when she died, she hooked her leg in the barricade and died backwards, forgetting about the M&Ms. Down the barricade came a stream, multicolored M&Ms. Unprofessional.
Who's Priscilla Lopez?
Oh, Priscilla Lopez.
Why did I get a smile from you because of that?
Because I grew up obsessed with the chorus line. She's the original Morales. What I Did for Love.
Okay,
Kiss today, goodbye. I think she's my favorite Broadway story because you just can't believe it actually happened. She was doing a show called Her First Roman. See, that's whenever I interview people.
Her First Roman.
Yeah, it was a flop. She had to wear body paint. She had tucked things in her wig cap to make her wig fit. She told all of her friends, do it, it works. Her friends tucked their bras, so when she was doing a funeral processional, she saw a bra swinging in front of her, and she was like, oh my God, that's my fault. I want to laugh, but I can't because it's a funeral. I'm going to hold the laughing in. That is actually now making me pee on stage. It's a Broadway show. She's wearing body paint, so the body paint is running down her leg, the pee, and it was a rake stage, meaning it sloped. The pee went down the stage into the orchestra pit.
That is the best.
Is it? Not for the musicians.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You could wear Depends, I guess, on your head to prevent.
I got it. Florence Henderson.
Oh,
yeah.
I love
We do the
Florence
show at the end of
Henderson.
2016. What a wonderful.
She was a great lady. I have a great Florence Henderson story. She told me she was doing the show called Fanny with Ezio Pinza. Ezio Pinza had just done South Pacific with Mary Martin, so they were very good friends. Mary Martin was doing Peter Pan right when Fanny was opening, and the opening night telegram, Florence Henderson told me, said, for Fanny, she said, Peter Pan, she said, I hope your Fanny is as big as my Peter. Think about it. Back in the 50s, they were raunchy.
Raunchy. You know, I got to tell you something about you. It just strikes me.
Jewish.
The whole.
You figured it out.
Stop!
Oh.
What are you going to say? Italian? I mean, what are you?
I
Why
had
are you
no
doing
idea. I would have said waspy. Continue.
this? You would have.
Not at all. Go on,
I didn't
dear.
think so. So how about this? I'm curious about this thing about Broadway. In all seriousness, your passion,
Yeah.
right? How much of your success, in all seriousness, because a lot of people sit in that seat and I try to figure out what is the reason or the reasons, plural, for their success. How much of your success is a product of your unbridled passion?
All of it. I mean, it makes me tear up, but it's true. It's like I do get letters from people saying, I don't even really like Broadway, but I like listening to your show because I think I feel everything I'm saying, and I really do. I mean, I don't love everything on Broadway, but I'm passionate, whether I love it or hate it. It's all very real. So you're right. And my co-host on Sirius XM, people will say, what's Seth like in real life? And she's like, exactly the same. This is just sort of me, and I feel a lot about Broadway, about music.
And the other, I'm not going to say thing, but in terms of your passion, you're committed to the LGBT community. You're committed to
Well, social justice, I like to say.
social justice
Yes.
and awareness, and the horrific events in Orlando matter greatly to you. Talk about that.
That was my husband. My husband's brilliance, and it was my my cell phone. After the Orlando shootings happened, which was basically on the day of the Tony Awards, and I'd just written a show, and one of my best friends from my show was nominated for a Tony Award, but we were all devastated. The Broadway community, we couldn't really celebrate, and we all wanted to do something, and my husband was riding his bike, listening to What the World Needs Now Is Love, and he woke me up and he said, we have to do a We Are the World type recording of What the World Needs Now Is Love with all Broadway stars, and we have to do it this week. And by Wednesday, we had Gloria Estefan and Idina Menzel and Audrey McDonald and Sarah Jessica Parker, and we did this recording in 2 days, and it raised a ton of money.
Should I show the clip?
Oh my God, yeah, I'd love to.
Georgette, let's do it. Let's show the clip.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
So that was me playing the piano. That was my hands at the beginning. You could tell by the bitten nails.
Beautiful.
It was an amazing day. Everyone wanted to do something, and no one knew what to do, and it gave us all something to do to help. It was an amazing day, and I'm so glad that it raised a lot of money.
You have passion for your work. You have passion for theater, deconstructing it, and most importantly, you have passion for trying to help others. And we appreciate it. And also, you love public broadcasting. I just heard that.
I do love PBS.
course
Are you
I-
kidding me? 100%.
I'm just saying. I heard you gave your pledge recently, and you're waiting for your gift.
Tote bag.
Well, we have more than that. Seth Rudetsky is a musician, actor, writer, Sirius XM Broadway host. Thank you so much for joining us. You're terrific. You made my job a piece of cake.
Really? Thanks, Steve.
Appreciate it.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Sweaty hands.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Summit Medical Group, St. Peter's University, Suez, MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey, the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, and by the Give Something Back Foundation. Promotional support provided by NJ.com, Small News, Big News, True Jersey, and by the New Jersey Chamber of Commerce, the statewide voice of business in New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.